Good night, horror lovers. Welcome to the night of terror, where darkness is coming and your nightmare has just begun. There's something about the open road that calls to people, truckers especially. Mile after mile, highway after highway, the road becomes your life. Some folks say it's freeing, but what they don't tell you is that sometimes the road gives back more than you expect. This is the story of Jacob Hollis, a trucker with a long-haul route that would take him deep into the heart of the Midwest. A seasoned driver, he wasn't the kind of man easily spooked, but that night, he encountered something that would change him forever. Jacob had been driving for over 12 hours, the lines on the road blurring together as fatigue set in. He needed a break, and a small, isolated rest stop seemed like the perfect place. The rain had picked up slightly, tapping against the truck like impatient fingers. "Just a quick stop," he muttered to himself, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. The place was quiet, too quiet. There was no sign of other cars or trucks, just the flickering of a single streetlight buzzing like a trapped insect. As Jacob stretched his legs, he felt an odd sensation, like he was being watched. His eyes scanned the perimeter, but there was nothing but shadows and the occasional rustle of trees in the wind. He shook his head, dismissing it as his mind playing tricks. "Get a grip, Jake, you're just tired." But as he climbed back into the cab, he caught a glimpse of something, or someone, in the side mirror. A figure standing just beyond the reach of the streetlight's glow. It was tall, too tall to be human, its head tilted unnaturally. "Who the hell?" Jacob voiced. His heart raced, but when he blinked, the figure was gone. Jacob shook it off again, chalking it up to exhaustion, but the seed of dread had been planted. Jacob continued his drive, but sleep was hard to come by. His CB radio crackled to life, breaking the stillness. "Breaker 19, Breaker 19. You out there, driver?" Jacob answered, "Yeah, I'm here. Who's this?" "Just another lonely soul on the midnight haul. You see anything strange out there tonight?" Jacob's grip tightened on the wheel. Something about the man's voice felt off, like it wasn't really coming from the radio at all, but from somewhere much closer. Jacob's voice. "No, just the usual. Why?" "Just be careful. The road can be unpredictable this time of night." The voice faded into static again. Jacob tried adjusting the radio, but all he got was more crackling. The unease that had been gnawing at him since the rest stop grew stronger. An hour later, Jacob found himself on a desolate stretch of highway. The rain had intensified and visibility was getting worse. He slowed down, squinting through the downpour. What the hell was that? He slammed on the brakes, the truck skidding to a stop. Heart pounding, Jacob stepped out of the cab, his flashlight cutting through the rain. His breath caught in his throat as he saw what he had hit. Lying in the middle of the road was a deer, or at least it looked like a deer. Its body was twisted and contorted in ways that didn't make sense. Its legs bent backward and its face... Jacob whispering, "What the hell?" Its face was human. No, this isn't real." He rushed back into the truck, slamming the door behind him. His hands shook as he tried to restart the engine. But then, in the rearview mirror, he saw it again. The figure from the rest stop. Only this time, it was closer. Much closer. Jacob floored the gas, desperate to put distance between him and whatever was out there. The figure didn't move, but he could feel its eyes on him, tracking his every move. Jacob panicked. Just get out of here. Just get home. But the road didn't seem to end. No matter how far he drove, the same stretch of highway looped back again and again, like he was trapped in some endless night. "Told you the road can be unpredictable, driver. Who are you? What do you want?" Radio voice, "The road wants you." Suddenly, the truck's headlights flickered, and in the distance, Jacob saw something. A figure, no, dozens of figures, standing in the middle of the road, their faces all twisted, all wrong. He couldn't stop. He didn't want to. Jacob woke up to the sound of silence. The rain had stopped and his truck was motionless. He was no longer on the highway. Instead, he found himself parked in front of the same rest stop from earlier that night. Only this time, the streetlight wasn't flickering. He stepped out, the feeling of being watched now overwhelming. But when he turned to look at his truck, his heart stopped. In the reflection of the windshield, he saw it, standing right behind him. Jacob Hollis was never seen again. His truck was found abandoned, engines still running, parked at a rest stop in the middle of nowhere. But those who drive that lonely stretch of highway say they still hear him on the radio, a voice warning them to be careful of the road ahead, because the road is always watching.
That's it for tonight's horror story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next horror story. Thank you.